fuck it, we'll do it live.
We're doing it live. Thank you for the olives. And hello, and welcome to session 14, I believe, of Dreamers of Kiriak. We are joined by Jordan and George and Stephanie and Aaron. And Aaron is watching a video. Aaron, why are you watching a video?
It's you. It's what's happening
Don't
right
pay
now.
attention to me. Pay attention to me. How dare you? Dreamers of Kiriak.
I didn't realize there was that much of a delay.
Joined by Jordan and George and Stephanie.
Do you want me to hit him? I'll hit him.
I'm more and more with every passing moment would like you to hit
This is
him.
my favorite part.
I really hope none of that conversation picks up at all. It's just our end of it.
Maybe I could have listened longer and found out. Someone told me to stop.
If you listen longer, he'll fling yogurt at your face, and I really want to see that.
The problem is I have to clean it up out of the couch after.
But he has to clean it up out of him.
I think he might just show up next week with having turned into a familiar. That's what I would probably do in that situation. So, last week, the party arrived at the... Well, that was 2 weeks ago, I suppose. Last week, the party fermented within the walls of the Abbey Cult Museum place. And there was some shopping done where Salir bought some items that turned out to be not magical at all. And then the person who sold them to him, I don't remember, did you go back afterward or did you?
We've not gone back yet.
But one of those items was a very fancy cloak with stars and stuff all over it. And I think there was also oil and there was a third thing that I can't
Little
remember.
voodoo.
A little voodoo doll, yes.
The voodoo doll of constipation.
Yes, that one.
None
Of
them
abdominal
contains-
distress.
None of them contain souls, but something did. That was a tile. The tile contains souls.
Yes. Salir was turned into a frog and went down into a pipe into the ground. Because that is what frogs do, it was established. And he found the cult's law mage, whose name is Salonius. And he revealed that he's been working on this kind of anti-magic goop that he is willing to prepare for you guys to take along on your mission. That was pretty much where we left off. Did anything else of note happen last week?
I almost burned down the place. God had to tell me to not murder anybody.
Yes.
And I was cursed and didn't get cursed.
Yes.
Sorry. I just remember something about that.
Yeah, you were given a cursed sword, and they seemed very pleased with themselves for having given you a cursed sword, even though you were clearly aware it was a cursed sword. And you're like, you need a cursed sword. And then there was some prestidigitation that happened to clean up the grease off the ground that really should have happened a long time ago. So, you know, I guess it's good that you got people doing their chores, even if it came at the threat of
One guy
burning
died.
down an entire... One guy died, his head blew up.
I didn't do that, though.
You didn't. That was Ost. But it was necessary due to your actions, so who knows how it's going to weigh in the cosmic balancing of things if you ever die. You might just get turned undead. That, frankly, seems fairly likely. Ost told you that he was going to do unpleasant things to your soul if you did unpleasant things to the rest of the party, because for better or worse, they're the guys that he's got working for him.
I was unswayed.
You were unswayed, and you asked him to take away the curse, and he's like, eh. But then the law mage took away the curse, and he was like, man, I had no part in this. The orphans were brought to the cult. There was some kind of hypnosis involved.
This is usually like the start of a very bad story.
This is the safest they've ever been.
This really is, yes.
Actually, yes.
They will be less traumatized here than at any point in the last few weeks.
It was established there was a half-orc chef named Grunvig who also hears the music. The rest of the kitchen staff do not.
Gora's contacted his old captain.
Yes, whose name was Mio Zam, who was very interested in hearing from Goras. and was trying to get Goris to meet up with him.
It's gonna turn out that that wasn't even because they're trying to track us down. Like, always had a crush.
You keep trying to insert romances into this.
Because it'd be very wholesome. Please,
The
show
first
me
word
the music.
when I think of Taylor campaign is wholesome.
Yes, very much.
I only hear the music when I'm with you, Goris.
No, it goes louder. Important detail.
You were given a plan. What was, I keep saying the Abyss, well, I have a name for it.
Yeah, we were gonna ambush.
Yes.
But we didn't know if they'd actually be there or not.
Yeah, Abbess Lizavieta. She said that she was trying to make a plan for you guys. She said, this is the floor plan to a house where they're going to try to lure the monster hunters who are, they believe, certainly coming after you. And they said, yep, just ambush them there. And I don't know if the details of this were given previously, but it's kind of in a very quiet corner of town where there aren't lots of people living nearby because they just assume there's going to be utter carnage during the ambush, and they want to prevent civilian casualties if at all possible.
I thought you were saying no one lives there because they assumed there's going to be utter carnage. For some reason.
There's a little sign that says, like, condemned by the cult. We morally condemn this house. But they said that as of yet, they have not figured out how to actually draw the monster hunters to the house. They are not entirely sure exactly who the individuals they need to draw are. Goris has actually been helpful in that because he can give and has given the exact identity of the person that he talked to who explicitly wanted to meet Goris in this city and has confirmed that there is at least him in this city already. Now, at this point, let me see here. Right, it is currently 5 in the evening on Thursday. So at this point, the Abyss is kind of running distractedly back into the building where you guys have been arguing / talking / humorously conversing about whatever you were at the end of the last session, like at the precise moment. And she says to you all, I'm really sorry to spring this on you when I know you're already planning your next genius move, but we have a little bit of a situation that's that's popped up that maybe you can give some thought to. We had an A team, you see, that, you know, we usually don't rely exclusively on him.
Really?
We usually have other people that are loyal members of the cult who will just do what we ask, and they usually do a very good job. There was a research project we've been working on for the last couple of years, which was supposed to lead into another dimension. I don't understand it completely because I don't do the research myself. I'm more the charismatic leader.
Was it inside a booze closet? That's the last time I've been to another place.
No. But it's very closely related though, because it was supposed to lead to the land of the giants. Because apparently in ancient times the giants warred against the gods, but then they made peace afterward and they agreed to go their separate ways, which is why they live over there and we live over here. I think. And so we thought, well, we're trying to fight against new gods, so we'll try to enlist the help of our ancient allies. And so we sent the A-team over through the portal once we were sure it was, stable and all that, and we haven't heard back from them exactly. We've done a little bit of, we have a bit of a telescope we can kind of poke through, and it seems like they popped out into a really big tavern, so I suppose there was a booze closet on the other side of it.
I knew it.
That she motions to a servant. Please make a note of that. We must look into this. It may be that booze closets are the universal constant in interdimensional travel.
You have a booze closet.
We do not have a booze closet. We we strongly frown upon inebriation on the religious premises. It doesn't lead to good things. There are lovely bars down the street, though. Maybe we should buy one of those.
Maybe if you didn't frown on it so heavily, your A-team wouldn't have moved to a bar. Just a thought.
Oh, there is alcohol here. We just ask that you don't drink it on the premises.
They have to take like smoke breaks to the across the street gazebo.
There is, in fact, a very lucrative cafe across the street that is also one of the nicest bars in the city. Ostensibly, you go there to enjoy a nice cup of tea and a nice glass of vodka after you see the exhibits in the museum. It's a very cultured thing.
Man, this is such a tourist trap.
Yeah. It's potentially one of the biggest signs of the cult's mismanagement that they do not already own the cafe. just imagine all the cash they could be making from their own employees.
Should have brought Skillet. He would have turned this place the fuck around.
So maybe he's not really a lizard. Maybe he just runs around in a costume like Disney World. Get this tourist trap.
You're not supposed to touch him, though. That's against the rules. He's got an undead aura. Just like Disney World.
We ask that you don't touch 9 dicks. What about 10? I don't understand. Is A okay? I'm up to 3.
We're not asking you necessarily to go rescue and or avenge the A-Team. We're pretty sure that they are dead, and so it's not really a matter of great urgency.
Why would they die from going to a bar?
There were a lot of corpses on the ground. I don't know. We don't know! It's a telescope. We can't... They were wearing the amulets. Maybe we should have not had them wear them when they went through so we could surveil them. We didn't think about that at the time. And by we, I don't mean me. I mean the scientists who are overworked, underpaid, and get nowhere near enough sleep. We're really trying to rectify our policies.
That's your fault. You're the man.
I didn't even know that they existed until last week. Nobody... I have my own cares. We need more officers in this organization. I keep telling people nobody wants to take over any responsibility.
I mean,
I suppose there's fewer things to do now. One fewer team to manage.
you weren't even managing them before. Also, you threw them into a hole.
So just give it some kind of consideration, maybe.
So you want
when you feel like it.
Just before or after we go to the murder house.
That it really doesn't matter. Really doesn't.
What?
There's one corpse not accounted for, but I can't imagine that he's still alive. If the others are, he wasn't the brightest of the bunch.
Maybe he killed them.
Oh dear.
Maybe you should try sending someone less important to see if they just die without an amulet.
Maybe he was the brightest in the bunch. That's a troubling thought.
Or like a rat or something.
Do you not know how diplomatic missions work? No, I'm not engaging with you.
I can turn you into a rat.
You have responsibilities and I have mine, and that's just where we're going to leave
They
them.
killed everybody. You're past diplomacy.
He leaves the room.
Jesus.
Can I polymorph him into a human?
Not a beast.
Is it true polymorph that would let you do that? That lets you reincarnate people against their will?
Sorry, you're a rock now. Congratulations on your new life. Don't let the erosion get to you.
One Lord has been enjoying being spent on there. It's very peaceful.
I mean, as long as you're, a golem, then you're just like, well, thanks for extending my life about 8,000 years, dude.
Or you could just be a pedal.
That would be
Flippity
worse.
flub, you're now a flesh golem.
Just become an object.
Become object. No one uses the spell because no one knows how to unbecome object. They're an object.
Turn into objects.
Turns out there is a lich-like ritual that turns you into a mimic. And if you sleep long enough, you turn into whatever object you were mimicking.
Oh, that's
a good life. So, it being 5 in the evening, what would you do?
Well, there was that one guard who backed away immediately when we said, as long as we don't have clues leading to the house yet.
Yes.
So I don't know what our time frame is on this. Can we get a spy to keep lookout for when we should rush over?
If you inquire as to this, the guards say that they have put a scout on watch. They've put a pair of scouts on watch, one of which is supposed to rush back here when the targets arrive. They do not mention anything about actually having lured the targets to the house, though.
Can we
They
just
just,
rig the
you know-
house to explode?
That's a waste of a house.
Do you need it for something?
We always need it.
Yeah, we
You
don't.
need an orphanarium in the city.
I barely have any orphans.
We have 3.
I think they kind of have an orphanarium system here. Like I think they mentioned having a bunch of empty, like, cell rooms.
Couldn't Gora simply contact his captain and arrange a date and time?
I could do that, yes.
So we have to decide between going to the murder ambush house or going to a bar that's so great people move into it.
It's like 5 at night. I say we just eat and go to sleep. I've done
The sun's
nothing
still
all day
shining
and I'm
brightly in the
exhausted.
sky. Though it is very cold out.
What if I tell my captain that there is a very big, very nasty, very powerful monster in the ambush house? He's a monster hunter. They're all monster hunters.
Wouldn't that just make more of them?
Then we take care of them all at once.
The whole organization?
Yes.
You lost your loyalty very quickly.
What loyalty?
Goras, wouldn't that mean you would also have to go?
That is true.
Yes. Well, it's a trap, you see. It's a brilliant plan. It's a trick. There is no monster. If there was a monster, then I would have to go.
But you could be the monster.
This makes way too much sense.
Or the lizard could be the monster.
I was about to say that, but I had a cracker in my mouth. He looks vaguely monster-esque.
A servant stands by with a plate of crackers, no toppings. They send somebody else out for the toppings.
You can turn someone into a toad. Can you turn someone into a monster?
Yes.
An invisible
You
monster.
can turn people into big old beasties.
The spell is very new to me.
Well,
We just make the monster invisible. Then when they don't see it initially, it will make perfect sense.
the difference between a spider and a monster spider is size.
That is fair.
I could convince a regular spider to become a monster spider.
Like, you'd have to ask it.
Yeah, but then when we blow up the house, we'd only be losing a spider.
Oh.
Technically, I think you can only polymorph something into something of equal or lower challenge rating. So you couldn't make something very weak into something strong.
Really? That's disappointing.
Alright, let me look up the exact wording.
I think it's something along
Yeah.
those lines.
Would not be surprised. Spell transforms a creature with at least one hit point that you can see within range into a new form. An unwilling creature makes a wisdom save to avoid. Shape change or automatically succeeds the saving throw. Transformation lasts for duration or until the target is 0 hit points or dies. Form can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's, or the target's level if it doesn't have a challenge rating. The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced.
So couldn't it be a gigantic ass spider that has one hit point?
It would have to be a spider that still, like, does the same damage as a regular spider. So, like, it doesn't have teeth, and it just kind of gently thwacks people with its little foot.
Well, I think the only goal was to have it look like a monster, not necessarily
There
be a
are
monster.
illusion spells that you could use for that. That would do a much better
Well,
job.
I don't have any. Working with what I've got.
There is a wizard in this organization.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Summon
mind.
some of your terrifying beasts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, house
Summon
full of
8
giant bats
spiders.
or giant spiders.
I say we go for the booze closet. It worked really well last time.
But also,
We have to make a booze closet first.
Well, they said that the tavern was like a booze closet. That makes sense to me.
Maybe your boat will be there.
Maybe.
They never actually said how to go there. They just told us there was a problem and left.
Yeah, maybe we should
refusing
ask
to
them.
Well,
elaborate.
if we can find my boat, last time I got on it, I just told it to go to a tavern and it went there. Maybe it'll be the right one.
Did it have giants?
No, not that one.
We really should have gotten more information about
You
whether or
didn't
not the
ask it to
bar
go to
was
a tavern
giant
with
size.
giants.
No, I didn't.
Did it have the A-team there?
at the bar? I wasn't listening, I'm sorry.
I'm asking Gorath. The A-team were they at the tavern that the boat took you to?
I believe the tavern was full of slots, right? Or was it
Yes.
something else. Okay, yeah. They were full of. Remember that creature I summoned before? My friend, my new friend. He pulled the wagon for us for a short time.
Well, it doesn't sound like the A-team.
It might have been.
I mean, have you ever seen the
Look,
A-team?
look at that.
I've never seen the A-team.
I mean, if that's the B team, can you imagine the A team?
I'm a whole team.
Now, this organization does have a good number of the equivalent of first level adventurers as cultists. You could turn one of them into a giant spider.
You're expendable. No.
Possibilities are endless.
Why do we even need an actual monster if we're just lying to them?
It's better if we don't have an actual monster, because otherwise I'd have to. Well, I want to be there anyways.
Maybe it's the intimate again, though.
That's true. If we conjure an actual monster, that could bring Antonin back to us. He would have to come to defeat a monster.
I've usually only summoned 8 of things, but I can summon one big thing.
There's a big cow in the house. We need all of the monster hunters. What do you mean there's no such thing as the cow level?
What's a challenge rating 2 cow look like?
Goodness.
Stench cow.
Have you
Minotaur.
seen those cows that they breed to have just disturbingly tremendous muscles?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it would look like.
Nice. Okay, we'll do that.
Except this cow actually works out.
So you tell them that there's a monster in the house. We go to the house. We summon a giant cow.
You don't get to choose the monster.
It's just a cow with 2 levels in barbarian.
We summon a giant beast, which I assume will be a cow.
It may be a cow.
Well, you can then polymorph it into a cow.
Wouldn't they send people that aren't after you to attack the monster so that they can keep chasing you?
What?
Why would they stop chasing you to go kill a monster?
Because they're monster hunters. That's literally their job.
And Goras is going to be there, so they're going to go there because they think we're going to be there.
So why tell them?
Well, I would never
just,
call for backup though. This plan is sounding like
just tell them you live there now, and they will go there if they're a problem.
Or we could just invite them to the tavern. Then we can still go to the booze closet.
Ooh,
You could do 2 at once. Yes.
perfect.
Okay.
I love it. Stop trying to uncomplicate the situation, Leonard.
Slap her again. Natural 20 on slapping.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously?
I'm gonna die.
That doubles damage. You take 18.
Great.
Only doubles dice damage though.
It's only double dice damage.
That's fair. 9.
Ah, like the number of your name.
Yeah.
The lizard man slaps you.
How do I slap God?
You're not allowed to.
Fucking racist.
I have a stick I can hit him with.
Do you carry a staff? What is your weapon of choice?
It's a staff. I know how to roll. I know how to roll with this. No, that's the damage.
Roll a real die or I don't believe you.
People may
5.
use whatever they wish at this table,
Does a
Mr.
5 hit?
No.
Does a-
I whack the air next to him in a menacing way.
You whack the air in a menacing way.
It hurts his feelings slightly.
One of the mouthpieces of the god starts to whimper in the corner, turning away from you. Nothing happens.
My boat's still in the tavern.
Okay. So you send a message to the monster hunters, tell them that we're going to meet them at a tavern.
Yes.
We meet them at a tavern. Hopefully it transports us to another plane of existence, and at some point in there we kill them. Is that the plan?
And rescue Anthony. There we go. We have a goal.
Yes.
That's like 3 goals.
Also, it does make sense. They did say that they were here on vacation and that we should meet up to, just catch up on things. So, catching up on things at the tavern would make sense, right?
That's almost a coherent thought, Gorath. Well
I know.
done.
I did Goris's nosebleed. I tried really hard on that one.
That shows. You're spent for the rest of the week, but
For a moment, Asha thinks that she hears a hint of what might be strange music, but it goes away.
It's just the concussion from the slap.
The music works in mysterious ways.
so do concussions. Is there a specific tavern you want to do this at?
Isn't there a specific tavern that they were going to send us to?
They told us
Were
nothing.
they sending us to one?
I thought there was a specific tavern.
Is there a specific tavern? Who am I asking?
You were told that they made a portal to another dimension that leads to a giant's tavern.
Is it under a bed?
You were not told that.
Oh.
She just asked you to look into it sometime, maybe. No hurry, because they're probably all dead.
So we need to find this portal and somehow convince my captain to go through a portal.
Where's the portal?
They didn't tell me.
You work here.
It's
The
in
leader
the,
didn't
It's
know
in
it
the
was here.
building, says one of the guards.
What
This building's very large.
Yes, it's.
I get
We're
lost.
not letting people in. This is our hideout. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to speak out of turn.
A tavern.
There's one across the street.
Yeah, the museum opened a new one.
Move the portal to the tavern across
Wait.
the street.
I don't know anything about that. All I know is it's really only a few corridors down. You could go check it out yourself. I could show you the way. Would you like me to?
Yes, I'd like to see this portal.
Sure.
He leads you. It's more than a few corridors down, really. It's about a 2-minute walk. And he takes you to there's a big heavy steel door set into the wall, and it has lots of little signs tacked up around it that say, like, go no further, cleaning not necessary, go away, if you're reading this you've gone too far. And he just opens the door. It's not locked or anything. And beyond there's a bunch of wooden pallets that have been just kind of stacked up, and there's a bunch of magical apparatus just kind of in a pile next to these pallets, and there's just a tear in the middle of the air, and there's bubbling red goop, looks like dripping from the tear onto the ground, and it doesn't seem to eat away at the wooden pallets, but smoke rises up where it touches the wood. He says it's through there. They've been using that thing to look through it, and he points to what just looks like a big metal pipe lying on the ground. He says, just kind of stick it through and and you can see on the other side, apparently. But I don't know. I'm not allowed to touch it.
That's probably.
That must be powerful magic.
Hello, I guess I'll be standing outside. He steps outside.
Thank you. Thank you for putting us here.
You're welcome.
Why is there just a hole in reality bleeding in this place?
I don't know, but we're gonna lead my captain through it.
There are like 3 reasons why we can't do that on the walk here, so I think we need another plan.
Do you have another plan?
I have the first plan.
Nobody remembers what that was.
We had a plan.
No.
Right.
Tell them
Is
we're
it
in the
about blowing up
house.
the house?
I'm 10% disappointed you didn't make it just a giant speculum.
Gotta stop coming up with maps.
Gora, stick your head in there.
Let me just make a roll real quick. Gora sticks his head through. Doesn't even bother with the pipe in there.
Gora sticks his head through, and there is a shock like being hit with lightning. And you see a tavern that reminds you of when you were a wee lad in the orphanage. Because it's big.
Okay.
And
Do I see any water nearby?
you do not. You see giant floorboards, and there's a thundering as somebody walks by. Somebody wearing gigantic leather boots, and there is a looming wooden countertop that rises above you. You smell the smells of a tavern, which are not terribly nice smells, really, at this level. Lots of sweaty giants, assuming they're giants.
You gotta be a higher level for the better smells.
Yeah, you really do. The smells of whatever giant things the giants were stepping in before they came into the tavern. And some smell of giant meat cooking, you would assume. You would assume it's giant. Probably not the meat of giants, but maybe the meat of giant other things. You do not see any corpses, as the abbess claimed.
I'll pull my head out. It reminded me of home.
Boris's hair is standing up.
Home being
Well, the home being years ago, really. Home in time.
the orphanage.
Yes.
As soon as
It smelled like sweat, pain, and booze. And everything was huge.
As soon as Goras touches the rift, the dripping liquid turns instead just to a bunch of like purplish, bluish sparkles that just kind of sit there in a field. No longer dripping.
How did the music sound while I stuck my head through there?
Would you have thought to listen for it?
He's always listening.
Okay. You don't notice any-
I guess it's more that he would notice a change to it.
Right.
He's like actively listening.
You don't notice any change.
Okay.
Did you see Antonin?
No, not through that one. I only stuck my head through though.
Did you see the 18?
I didn't see like anyone. I heard somebody walking by.
Is everything okay?
No.
So should we go to that tavern or the tavern across the street?
Well, that one reminded me of Wrath, so I'd say the one across the street.
The one across the street.
I
Okay.
think say we go
That's
to this
the-
one.
That's the adventurer's dilemma right there. Where do we get drunk? The horrible demonic dimension that'll suck? Or right over there?
Well, we were tasked to go into the horrible demonic dimension that sucks.
They said whatever,
We
whenever.
were also
It
tasked
actually.
to kill the monster hunters.
They're not going anywhere.
As far as you know.
I mean, from a business perspective, the Monster Hunter thing is the only thing they actually contracted us to do. They just kind of said also help us with this other garbage fire we started that has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
there
it.
was no mention of like paying you at all for this one. They were just like, yeah.
Are we getting paid for the first one?
Well, they gave him 1,000 gold pieces.
You know, I've never hunted a giant before. Are they considered monsters? That never came across my desk as something to go and kill.
Well, maybe here they are, but
Giants
in their
do-
home world, I don't think they'd be the monsters.
Giants are almost unheard of in this world, by the way. There have been a few very minor incursions of a couple giants that immediately went psycho and started murdering everybody they could see. But they are not like a living race.
I mean, you
Sounds
could
like
ask
monster
your
meat.
boss when we're killing him.
Or I could tell him that we found a portal that has giants in it, and have him go try to attack the giants and probably be killed by them, and then we solve a bunch of things. Or they kill the giants.
Yeah,
and
but they
the
can't come in here. Otherwise, that's perfect.
We
Why
don't
not?
know that.
Yeah, the guy said. Don't let
The
people
guy
in.
said. that we can't let them in down
What the
here.
hell this is these morons?
I mean, it's their cults.
It's their
You
hole in
honestly think
reality.
that they're going to take us on?
I mean,
We are their God's chosen people.
that door said don't, but we're in here right now.
That's flawless logic. And now the payment was less that they're paying you guys. They're just kind of assuming that because you are Ost's holy chosen, that you're just kind of do it. Like they paid him because they have to pay him to do anything. But like the
demand it.
majority of the money was just business expenses. Like
We have
if
not-
you guys are gonna go get drunk across the street, we'll pay for it.
No, wait a minute. Free alcohol.
We left a
This-
place
this-
that had a closet full of free, unlimited alcohol.
Didn't you bring one of those casks along with you?
I did.
Oh, speaking of which,
Yes.
I still have on my sheet that I have the key to the lighthouse. Is that correct, or was that supposed to be?
Everybody still has the keys to the lighthouse. Yes.
I try it on the door to the room that we're currently in.
You lock us in first.
It,
Okay.
it will open to the lighthouse.
All right.
Just
Wow.
make any door.
Well, see, now we can just go to your boat.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. We go to the boat. We have the boat take us somewhere. Back to the tavern with my friends.
There are 3 taverns now.
Or
Soon they're
people
gonna be
walk
four.
in clothes.
Yes.
Well, because that boat can take you anywhere.
There are 4.
You didn't have to go to the tavern. The slot
What happens
recommended.
if they
We can
try
ask it to
opening
take
the
us-
door from the other side when you've done this to the door on our side?
Previously, you just see a bunch of people passed out on the ground.
That was people that had gone through it.
Yes.
Gorath has ever seen that.
So he
He's
would have
obviously
left the
lost
room,
an hour.
closed the door, opened the door, walked in, passed out,
Yep.
Well, passing out in the booze closet makes perfectly
and maybe
good
at some
sense.
point woken up.
No, I mean, if we're on this side and we turn the door into the portal, and the guy in the hallway opens the door from that side, and we just still haven't gone through, what happens to the portal and also everything?
You want to try it?
We
You can
have
do an
no
experiment.
idea. We've never tried this before.
Gorath gets a nosebleed
If
again.
you want to explain to people how to set that
What
particular
if-
experiment up, go for it.
What if I open the door and we lead him through, like, yes, we're going in here, and then we close it on him. And then we open this door here, which is right next to that portal, and he never goes through the museum. But he's in here, and we lead him through that portal. It's just gushing blood.
Can you please make me?
Serious.
Can you please make me a just straight intelligence check?
I didn't understand
Natural
a word
one.
of that.
Okay, so
Minus 2.
Goras has a brilliant 3-dimensional picture of words in his mind, and
Okay.
he's explaining it to you, but you cannot understand a word that he's saying. The syllables are coming out in what might as well be random order.
Courage of the Cowardly Dog.
And he's
Pretty
not
much.
saying it in like a monotone voice. It's like following some ridiculous music. that
Yes.
no one can
If somebody wrote all this down, they could figure out after 100 years of careful scholarly study what he's saying, and they might unlock the secrets of the universe. Unfortunately, you don't have that luxury right now.
This says there is no God.
Oz goes,
That-
boy.
This action, he's wrong.
I think that portal did something to my head.
We turned the door into a portal to get the monster hunters to go through there. Then they're just laying on the floor, and we kill them.
That's what happens? I thought I actually went to the other place.
Well, that's how Wrath died. Because Wrath got killed in our world, didn't he?
I wasn't there.
Wrath,
I wasn't either.
you were there, weren't you?
No, I was upstairs. I came downstairs. He was already dead.
Yes, but you saw
I saw something there with Wrath.
I'm not sure what happened to
you
Rat.
saw a creature standing
He died
over
like
Wrath
3
while he was
times.
sleeping, which was not the same creature that you saw when you were in the dream. And you're like, well, it's not actively at the moment doing anything to Wrath, so it's not a threat. So you went upstairs, and the next time you saw him, he was dead and skinned, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So, correlation and causation and all that, but
Man, hindsight is fucking 2020. That demon's
dude,
it was
fine.
also Wrath.
I would have let the thing kill Wrath anyway. I promise you it would not have hurt my feelings.
Yeah, that's harsh.
So was Wrath.
What if we at least see if my boat can take us to the giant tavern?
That's the giant tavern. Why would we go another way?
Because another way might not involve us being here.
Maybe if we go the other way, we can't get back.
Here is the road.
Goras, go through there and see if you can get back and tell us if you can. Do not do that.
You tie a rope to him and just pull him back.
Just hold on
his
to the
head
other
came
end of the
back.
pipe.
Can I turn him into a little frog climbing through the pipe?
It has been established that frogs do that.
What pipe?
Their look through
The
this
very
whole
Like
great
they-
magical
Oh.
pipe down there.
magical pipe.
Goras has
It
been
must
using
be
the
their
magical pipe too
incredible
far.
arcane power to be able to see across dimensions.
You just stuck your head in.
I bear incredible arcane power, yes.
He is the chosen one. Have you
I'm the
forgotten
chosen
this?
one.
This is true.
If they just have a little bleeding portal on their side, why aren't they doing anything with it?
Did you check to see if it was bleeding on their side?
I didn't see anything like that.
Goras did not notice anything like that. No, he wasn't paying much attention to.
He also didn't
this
turn
at
around
all.
backwards.
It smelled pretty bad. And it reminded me of Wrath.
Wrath smelled amazing.
Do not eat the cheese cat.
Hold on.
He will get
There's a
sick.
cheese cat?
He will be a cheese cat if he eats the cheese.
It's okay.
It's very interesting.
Yes.
I vote for boat.
Nope. D&D cat, looks like.
Yep.
Hello, kitty.
What do you want to roll? Cheese?
Roll for cat.
You can't roll for cheese. What?
With a die.
Go with this.
Don't eat it.
Yeah, eat the cheese if you're gonna eat either the cheese or the die.
One of them is called die.
Yeah, that's your point.
Such a tough decision.
He's trying so hard to get up there, but he's too fat.
Oh,
It has to move his other leg.
Lift his little butt up.
He can lift his own butt.
He gets on the table constantly on his own. He could be up there if he felt like it. He's just too lazy at the moment.
He doesn't want to go away from the petting.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. I think Goras would have noticed a little bit, in some kind of vague peripheral vision. It seemed like you were just kind of coming out of the wall. You weren't even like sitting. You weren't squatting in even a mouse hole or anything like that. You were just kind of slurping out of the fabric of reality.
I just kind of slurped.
You're pretty skilled at that.
Tie a rope to an inanimate object. Throw it through. Pull it back.
You mean like a rope?
Or like the pipe?
Well, or Goras.
I am very
You don't know what that word means.
No, I don't, but I am very that. I'm very everything.
He's very adamant.
I am the
Tie a
chosen.
rope to something of yours, just throw it through and bring it back.
I still vote for the boat.
Why?
Because then with the boat, we know we can
'Cause
get back.
the boat's cool.
The boat is pretty cool.
This is true. There is no guarantee this is a two-way portal.
That's what I said like 10 minutes
Every
ago.
other portal we've gone through has been one way.
Usually you jump off the cliff to wake up. Or somebody slaps you around a little on the other side.
Meanwhile,
It's almost
everybody
You might do it. Hang on.
I don't know why it's taking him so much
Times the
effort.
charm.
He's waiting for help.
There you go.
Yay.
Yeah.
Aborting the
Yeah.
mission. Yeah, no food.
come sniff the salami.
He doesn't have any salami. Legally, he can't.
What's a cat?
What? No, Jordan.
There's a big open bag of salami right next to the cat.
Well, yes, but that's the...
I was not
Jordan doesn't
suggesting
have-
that Jordan had salami. That would be very strange.
He has some, you just won't eat it. You never know when you're going to need pocket salami.
That's fair, I suppose.
Especially for D&D. It's very important.
you keep your salami in your pocket.
He lives there now.
Alright. The cat abides.
Okay, so apparently we've gone to the house. The decision has been made.
The cat transports you to the house.
So does Asha have any reason to think that the boat could take you guys to the giant tavern?
Well, he said it could take us anywhere.
He also mentioned that he didn't see any water. Which, boats usually
Does the
do
boat require
require.
water?
Yes.
It's a magic boat.
It runs on magic water.
It can take you anywhere that isn't landlocked.
I don't think the slot said that. I think the slot said it would take us anywhere.
That is what the slot said.
We simply had to choose the place.
If only there was.
We could just get the monster hunters to go through the doorway. They don't know how to come back. And we could just strand them at the lighthouse.
Well, no, their bodies
And
would
they'll
be
starve to
literally
death.
laying on the floor. We could just kill them.
It sounds like you're both right. Let's do that.
Like, that's half of the same
And we
idea I
just
had.
wake up Goras and problem solved. We could do that pretty
How do
much
we
at
get
any
them
door.
through the door?
We seem to be able
Like
to
this
do that at any. Get them to go to the house, but turn the door to the house into the lighthouse door. Then when they go into the house, we'll already be inside, having gone through the window.
Well, we could have just gone through the door.
Yeah, all comes down to going through the
Yes,
window.
but you have to be on the outside to turn it into the portal door.
You can just say, "Hey, everybody, my friends, would you like to meet my other friends?"
Yeah,
They're totally not after.
Then they go through.
Allow me to open the door for you.
Yeah, then they go through the door. They just collapse. They're in the lighthouse, and we kill them.
Seems reasonable.
And we stop at the tavern on the way because the tavern's not involved in that plan.
Although if the tavern has a lock on the door, we can just use the tavern door.
Yeah, but then innocent bystanders might come in.
Okay. Didn't realize we were worrying about bystanders.
I guess every time somebody comes in and collapses immediately on the floor, we'll say, "Is that a monster hunter?" And Ross will say yes or no. And if it's yes, then we'll kill them. And if it's no, we'll just gently wake them up. And
They do
give them
tend
a
to
beer.
wear very obvious amulets. Granted, Goras doesn't, so that logic probably doesn't work terribly well for Goras specifically.
How long until they're actually in town?
Well, one of them, the
We
one
don't-
that
we don't
Goras
know.
talked to, claimed he was already in town.
He said he was planning a vacation.
He did say he was planning a vacation, but he also explicitly said that he was already in town. He could have been lying. No salami for you.
He was so
Kitty,
sneaky,
you don't
though.
get any.
No one was paying attention.
You waited so long for his chance.
He secretly just gives you olives, doesn't he?
You smell the olives.
But she's okay.
Alright, I say we go ambush them at the house, and if we see an opportunity to use the door, we use it.
Okay.
It's very quick. I can just lock it, unlock it, lock it, unlock it.
Go-
On your cat. Stretch.
Hug the baby.
See now, arms day is over. You don't need the gym. You just hoisted the cat.
It's a big freaking cat. It's the size of your entire upper body.
It's a large baby.
He is 18 pounds.
Okay, so we need you to get a hold of your captain
Yes, I can do that.
and tell him where we're going. And
Where are we going?
To the house. There's a picture of it. We don't know anything else.
We keep hearing about this house, but I don't think anyone's given me an address. Just say, go to the one abandoned house.
You know where the house is.
No, the abandoned
I
There
feel
is-
like they did give us an address, wouldn't it?
There is an address scrawled on the plan that you were given.
I can't read. Can somebody read it to me, please?
Why? You wouldn't be able to read it on anything
Yes,
you would see an address
I
on.
will read the address to you.
Thank you.
When the time comes.
He says that with such pride. I can't read.
I mean, if I really try, but
It's like 2 Walnut Street. How are you going to tell we're on Walnut Street or what a 2 is?
They put a walnut on the sign.
Just in case. This is great.
if I need to read it, I can. I don't want to.
Okay.
I gotta come up with the actual address.
Wait, but I should tell him. I
It's
should tell him
Walnut
first
Street.
where we're going.
It's
Tell
Walnut
who?
Street.
Or should we want to get there and then
We
tell
should
him?
go there first,
Okay.
in case they're closer.
So we're not
Smart.
going to a tavern.
We'll go there on the way.
That's the celebration.
Across the
after.
street.
Yeah, it's on the
Oh.
way. It's across the street. It's basically on the way to
You'd
anywhere.
have to go out of your way for it to not be on the way.
Okay, so we're going to go eat and drink before we go kill people.
You
It
can
seems
eat,
like a
I
plan.
suppose. To the bar. We go drink.
They have lots of brandy and lots of vodka. You eat and drink to your heart's content. Everybody gets 1d6 temporary HP.
Fantastic.
Oh, roll your d6. Your d6 failed me.
It costs 2 silver altogether. However you want to divide that up.
I'm not paying.
I thought they were paying.
Half a silver per person.
Isn't that, you know, that
We'll just
that
have them put
1,000
it on the
gold
Coke
pieces of
tab.
expensive money there?
No one told you that.
You say nobody told them that?
Didn't we?
The abbess explicitly told you that's what it was for.
Weren't we there for your
By
entire
you and the
negotiation?
entire party.
Goris will just cover it.
Now we can go to the house.
Yeah, but in character, I say nobody told you that.
Your belly is full of vodka. This may be a bad idea.
It's okay, I resist poison.
What do you do now? I'm gonna say an hour has passed. Say an hour and a half has passed.
Well, I guess we need to go to the house.
Mm-hmm. Lead the way.
It takes.
This is your town, 9. You lead it.
Are you going to lead them 9?
I guess so.
Right.
Since we don't know where the hell we are.
Can I get you to make me a survival and a perception roll? One of them at disadvantage, your choice.
Okay. I mean,
What's that one?
survival,
Okay.
which is the disadvantage one.
Yep.
So I got a 9 on that. And then an 11 on perception.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was blocking you. I'm glad I rolled low balls every time so you could tell that I wasn't
Well, it wasn't blocking me. The cat was just
I was
sniffing
Oh.
the
poison
cheese.
too.
Hi.
I was poison too.
He's a clever little boy.
Since it was alcohol
He
poisoning.
can smell whatever he
Yes.
wants. If he opens his mouth, he's getting yanked.
You, you're not used to Walnut Street in particular. That whole corner of town. There's not much of interest there.
Is it just all abandoned houses? Oh my
There are a
God.
lot of abandoned houses, yes.
Okay.
And the remaining houses are people who are pretty much squatting in houses because they can't afford actual
I like
houses.
the idea that you're not familiar with the street, like it
So
works on
it's
some
two.
abstract way. This one goes in cube shapes.
And so it takes you a couple tries to find Walnut Street. The map of the streets in this corner of town that you were given as part of the whole fold of documents for this. It's not the most accurate thing in the world. Clearly the person who made it was also not terribly familiar with Walnut Street. But eventually you find it. Mostly because there is a scratched mark of the cult on the curb, like in front of the house.
The map
Very-
says Walnut Street with a question mark, and it's written over like 4 streets.
More or less.
At the end, it just says, I don't know, the one with all the abandoned houses.
And this is
Does the cult own the abandoned house?
the cult owns the abandoned house, is what you've been told. So I guess they didn't abandon it; they're just not using it.
He'll
Except now they are.
into that because that's like a paper trail. The cops just show up at the museum. So a bunch of people died in your house.
You put a little bench up front that said like, "Thank you, Museum of Local History." There's a flower pot. So this is it's a one-story house that has a little attic on the top. It looks like windows are broken. Front door is kind of hanging off its hinge a little bit here.
Is that going to interfere with the functionality of the portal?
There's let's see, how close will you guys get to investigate this? Do you
Well,
have
we're
any sense of
going in.
caution, or are you?
Boris is walking right up unless
Okay.
somebody grabs him. So I'll leave that for the party to decide if anyone grabs him.
No, I'll let him walk right in. I mean, that's kind of his function.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here to see the house. Boris is just going to walk up because he
We don't have Antonin to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Does the rest of the party just leave Goris to go alone?
No, Solera will go with it.
Okay.
Nothing that's going to be in this house is going to concern
So there's going with them.
me. Yeah.
Don't forget the olive room.
The olives are very important.
The olive garden next door.
Yep. It'll be over here. Asha, are you hanging back?
Just a little bit, but if they don't die immediately, I'll
Okay.
go.
That's a fair metric. And what about an Ein? What's an Ein doing?
Well, I was gonna go with them, but I'm not gonna leave the frail old woman alone, so we split 2 and 2.
Okay.
The frail old woman that you just beat.
I will hit you again.
She didn't be racist this time. You have no.
If you leave her alone, she might say something racist without you being there.
You gotta be there to catch it.
Oh, that's good.
You're gonna come back, she's gonna be dead. Then we learned a valuable lesson today.
So the cult said that they had a pair of scouts that were set up to watch you. None of you have seen them. Maybe they're just in a house nearby that the cult also owns. So you approach the front door, which is hanging a little off its hinges, Goras. And you hear a strange shuffling noise coming from inside the house. Not terribly loud.
The monster's
Do you hear
already
that?
here.
If there is a monster, this will be easier to convince him. I mage hand the door open.
You dramatically fling the door open, and you see a rather large rat. Not a giant rat, just a large rat.
That's a large
with
rat.
a couple little rats. They all emit a terrified squeaking and run away. There's a lot of rat poop on the floor.
I don't think they'll believe that was the monster.
I don't think this place is abandoned either. There's rats living here.
Good point.
You see forward, there's a corridor that stretches back as far as you can see. There is a door here to your left, and a wall here that at one point may have had some tapestries, because I guess you wouldn't really have pictures hanging. There's just lots of like mold and debris stuck to the wallpaper of the wall. Of the wall. The wallpaper of the floor, you know? The carpet, it's been
course.
called.
The paper carpet?
These were very poor people.
Is it just like wallpaper that looks like carpet? Like
Well,
it just...
they took fly paper and then they put it face down on the ground.
Okay.
They couldn't afford also buying glue, so they improvised, adapted, and overcame.
I see. Okay. Gotcha.
The giant tavern definitely smelled nicer than this place.
I should have probably like it here.
There are plenty of spider webs everywhere, so you think, well, you were talking about giant spiders, and that is a pretty big spider.
It's like the size of a walnut.
So I'm
That's
going
very
to,
spider.
pop my head back out the door and wave to Asha to come forward since we're not immediately dead.
Look at all these doors we could hide in.
Asha and 9, please give me perception rolls. See, he can jump up there, like, he is not too fat to get places.
What a good
Just
boy.
lazy.
I got a 9.
Ah, fitting.
9 out of 9.
Yeah, I
All you
remember.
need is like 7 more, and then you'll have 9 9s.
At some point, you'll get to where you're going.
It's perception, right?
Perception.
It's bad when it took you that long to get there, you've forgotten what it was.
12.
I mean, I rolled like 10 minutes ago.
The cat was a kitten when you started that process.
Don't judge me.
He's Georging you.
Alright.
Just going in there. Sniff the cheese.
You can sniff the cheese. You can do nothing else with the cheese.
I think sniffing is too much of a temptation.
Does a 22 hit 9?
Yes.
Damn, I'm good. I just waved at him and smacked him.
That is 13 force damage.
Was it melee?
No. Does a 14 hit?
No.
Okay. One moment.
Are we the ones getting ambushed at the ambush house?
Goodness. Does an 11 hit?
Nope.
Does a 22
Back
hit?
for each time I
Yes.
went like that with my hand. I have to remember that.
Can't just point
Oh
down on
no,
the
the
other
second
side.
one was done anyway, never mind.
Kids.
2 Eldritch Blasts and a Firebolt come crackling, all targeting you.
From where?
From just, over there.
Inside the house or outside the house?
No, just in the distance, up there. Just away. Would you like to look in their direction and try to figure out where they came from, more than just that's where they were?
Did I
You would
see
certainly
this?
have heard. If you were turning around, you would have seen them. They would have come from like there.
Can I see
two
the
of them-
source of them?
I'd like to run my ancient ass into the house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Goris heard spell sounds, he's going in the door.
Okay. Can you give me perception at disadvantage, please, George?
We'll call you an 8. So that would be a 13.
You cannot see their source then.
Okay. As opposed to the 25.
They must have come from. You estimate probably more than 80 feet away, but you're not sure how much more. That's just about the furthest that you can see a sizable elevation that they could have come from, and you can definitely see that there is nobody on top of that lamppost. Unless they're invisible, and there were 2 of them. Or somebody cast 2 spells at once, which I suppose is possible with magic.
I guess as Ashik crosses the ground, I'm going to keep an eye on that point.
Okay. 9, what will you do?
Face that direction, hold up my shield, and dodge.
Okay. You hear a door slam, probably about yay-ish, and you see somebody, he scrambles out of a window. He waves at you and screams that he's gonna get help, and then he turns and runs away.
Terrific. We're never seeing him again.
No.
Did I make it inside?
You made it inside, yes.
I'll tell Goros to go outside, turn the door into the portal, come back in a different door or a window. That's like 2 steps. He can handle it. I hope.
Okay,
You realize
Goris will...
most locks have a keyhole on the inside too, right?
Yeah, but we don't want it to be a portal from this side. We want it to be a portal from that side. That's vital to the plan.
Okay.
Do I have to leave the key in the door if anything?
Yeah, you've done this before.
Goris will follow the
You can
command,
pull
I
the
guess.
key out, and it will still create the portal. You've done that before.
Okay. Yeah, Goris will duck out.
All right. Now,
Gesture for
Salir's.
Salir to scoot.
What will you do, Salir?
Get in the
I'll step
house.
aside. I'm not.
You have to be in the house. That's the plan.
If he can go through a window, I can make it through a window.
Why don't you
Oh gosh, I gotta figure out where the windows are. Yeah.
Because I want to see if I can see where these spells are coming from.
This is the sunroom.
Trying to lure them into the house. You can't lure them into the house if you're outside.
Well, yes, but if they're invisible and casting spells, we need to know this, or maybe I just didn't see them.
No, we don't. The plan is flawless. Trust the plan.
If they fall asleep and they're invisible, how are we going to know that they're even there?
We'll hear the thud. Get your ass inside, boy. Mario gonna with you. I pull him inside.
You are
Would you
not
like to
strong enough
resist?
to pull me inside, old woman.
Hey man, we'll let the dice decide that. I scream at him.
Seems that Oshit is challenging you to a dice duel.
Well, this ought to be
like
epic
this.
with the two people with, 8 strength.
Nice.
Squaring off.
His Gorse is 11 strength.
I think Goris is the strongest member of the party.
I was before. 9.
You have 19.
Yes.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Well, I rolled a 3 minus 1, so I got a 2.
That's the same thing. We're just sitting there tug of
They
war.
both
Old
collapse.
dwarf and somewhat younger elf have a tug of war contest in the front
While they're
stoop.
having a tug of war contest, I just kick Slayer from behind so they both go through the door.
Nice.
Lovely.
Does that give...
You can have advantage on your
Yeah.
roll Oshit since you're helping Solaire.
Oh, nice.
I need
I
to
push
take a look at
Slayer.
that.
So you
He's been scratching. Scratching
What part
himself
of this
up.
can I hit? There we go. For fuck's sake.
What?
I got a 4.
I rolled. You don't get to roll again.
Yeah, I gave Asha advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's advantage, then that roll didn't count. I might have gotten a 1.
Oh
Which
no!
turns into a 0, so the 2 stands.
So I go to push, and
It
you're
does
both just
nothing.
so locked together that there's no impact.
So while the old people are wrestling, do I see anything from that direction?
You do not.
I'm going to make my way across the street, still trying to be bait.
Yep. You can still dodge while you're moving. You can get across.
You shove him through the door on your way in.
No, I'm standing in front of everyone outside because I want them to shoot at me again. Because then I'll see them.
Goris gives up and goes inside.
We just keep rolling strength rolls until one of us wins.
Yeah, both of you go again.
Okay. This is epic. This will go down in history.
16.
What part of this box do I have to hit? There we go.
You do
11.
also have dice.
Get off of me, old woman.
Yeah.
You're not following the plan. Both of
We had
y'all
a
need to come
plan.
inside.
Why did no one tell me?
Dude!
Ah shit, what do you do now? No more bolts of magic come.
Let's just get inside.
No, you stay outside, turn the door into a portal, everyone else is inside. You go around, come in through the window.
There's also a back door. You don't have to go through a window.
Yeah, there's 3 doors. Like, there's also a basement.
Yes.
I don't care how you come in, but the front door needs to be turned into a portal before you come back in. But everyone else needs to be inside or the plan doesn't work. They'll just come kill you outside.
If they're sneaking enough to shoot a random person that isn't even part of whatever the hell you people are from cover, they're not going to use the front door.
No, it's there in case they want to use it. We all have keys. We could conceivably do this to the other doors.
That is true.
Goris runs to the back door.
Fine, everybody turn a door into a portal, then we all go through windows.
I turn this door into a portal.
Alright, you
I'll
turn
take
this
the
into a
front
portal.
door, I suppose. Hobble my way to a window.
I'll go through the door before she does that.
Oh, look, somebody's following the plan. If the stupid lizard can do it, why can't you?
Slap.
I peek through the window until I can see one of my friends inside, and then I telepathically ask them, "Hey, can one of you check the door from this side to see if it's a portal on that side too?"
What?
If you look,
I'm busy climbing through a window.
It's fine. I'll
Yeah.
just peek through the window.
Well, yeah, because you can look yourself at the portal.
Yes.
you can crawl through these windows. It's easily done.
Nice.
So I doubt we can secure the bulkhead that way. Or does it have a lock? Like a standard lock?
The bulkhead, it does not have a standard lock. Were you staying on the inside?
Yeah, when she was going to
You're
Okay.
stuck
portal
outside
the
now, you need
door,
to
I
find
was
a
like,
way
I'll just
inside.
go inside.
Pretty sure I can find a window. It's not a real...
So
Larry,
now
were you
you want
doing
to
the-
go inside. You had a perfectly functional door a second ago.
Now, what you were initially told is not even that you had to use a lock. You were told that you could just use the key on a doorway, and it would turn into a portal.
Ah. Well, then I will try this thing on the bulkhead.
All right. You just kind of push it forward and mime turning it and pull it away. And it's like you're breaking the membrane of a bubble, and there's a ripple as space distorts, and then you see the lighthouse on the other side.
And then I will find the nearest.
Yeah.
Alright, the nearest window would be there. And which window are you going through, Doris?
Nearest one there, yeah.
Okay.
See what happens.
Alright. You guys have portaled the house.
Good job,
Now,
us.
now we're thinking about portals.
You are, yes.
Okay, now what? They just saw us do
Now we
something
wait.
to all the doors. Probably.
Maybe.
Should I call my captain now?
Yes.
What should I tell him?
Tell them that we're waiting at the house for them.
The house.
The house. Give them the address. But tell them to be
Which
careful
is
because there's snakes.
2 Walnut Street.
2 Walnut.
222 Walnut Street.
Yes. Okay. Tell them that we're waiting here for him to have a meeting.
And then we, well, no, then once we meet with him, we'll take him to this very nice tavern.
A nice tavern upstate. He can run and play in the grass all day.
All right.
Drummed off his tits.
I'd like to cast sending on my
All
other
right.
captain. And I will say, sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I would like to meet you at 2 Walnut Street. You can meet my friends as well. Please come. I was gonna say please come soon. What are words?
It's not even
There,
the right address.
it was
You didn't
222
warn
Walnut
about the
Street.
snakes.
You have 2 fewer syllables if you want to give them, unless you're actually telling them 2 Walnut Street. Despite it.
Oh,
I thought it
I
was
was
2.
told 2 by Ashit. so
Okay,
that's what
if
I said.
Ashit knew the actual address and Ashit was communicating the actual address, it would be 222.
Okay.
Okay, well,
I thought it was 2
Okay.
as well.
He sends back. That's awesome, Goras. We'll see you soon. How many people for wine I bring?
Well, like, the spell doesn't give you another response, so, like, he's just being greedy.
I'll send back. Do lizards count?
Can you hear the slap?
He sends back how many lizards?
Do lizards count? Ow.
You're not even in the same room.
It's fine.
I don't know where people are actually.
Technically, I do cast it without the verbal component.
Yep.
Because of the type of sorcerer I am.
Okay, so you would probably have come through here. Shit, right? Unless you're just screaming across the house to Goras.
I'd like to plant myself, within sight of the front door, assuming that's how they're gonna come in because my plan is flawless.
How? Oh.
Should I pre-summon the cat?
What's everybody's passive perception?
11.
Not much.
15.
12.
Alright, I don't imagine that.
And
Oh,
Ashit's is
16.
considerably higher. Yeah. Okay. That is what he responds with. How many lizards?
Oh, of course, we'll send again.
Is it using spell slots?
No, I'm using sorcerer points.
Okay. It sounds important.
I've got plenty. And I cast them for cheaper because features. Send again. Actually, we were planning to go to a tavern later, now that I remember it. Sorry, I'm so forgetful. You can come with. Pick us up here.
He sends back. I'll make reservations. How many for table?
fantasy texting.
I like how he's being very stingy with his words and putting under 10.
He clearly doesn't understand completely how the spell works.
He has a very outdated plan. But
How many are in our group? I can't count very well. He's asking how many people.
He's a monk. They're not very big on technology.
you can't count either.
Not very well.
Well, are we bringing the orphans?
What? No, we're not bringing the orphans to a bar. What's wrong with you?
You've done it before.
That's irrelevant.
We were in an orphanage with a booze closet. This is our normal.
Hey, the booze closet was generally locked.
No, it wasn't.
He's making reservations now. He needs a number.
What? You want to participate in this nonsense? Go for it.
I guess. Well, are we counting the lizard?
He did ask that, yes.
No, okay, yes, okay.
If we're counting the lizard.
3 normal people, 1 lizard.
Okay. I'll send again. 3 normal people and a lizard.
The nanny. Yeah.
Hell do we need a nanny for? We don't have any orphans.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of these people when we're not in danger anymore.
Thank you, Goras.
I don't think you've technically heard Gora say lizard once. Okay, he just stares off into space for a bit. Oh no, I did say that he said the lizard.
Yes. He says, thank you, Goras. I look forward to seeing you again. Wink. He says the word wink.
Semicolon, closing parenthesis.
And that's all he says.
And now we wait.
For how long?
He didn't say.
Christ.
Well, we just ate and drank. We're good until breakfast.
We were trying to bell on the door and wait. Why are there dice in the room?
God only knows. This is Taylor's campaign. It could be anything.
It can't possibly be with those people that are trying to kill us.
Could be human hands.
Dice.
There are probably hands involved. So, you see some halflings. Oh,
What?
shit. You see a halfling poking his head from around the door. And Ian, you see a pair of halflings trying to sneak up on Goras.
Behind you, dumbass.
Goras will slowly turn around.
Are you the servants?
They appear to be dressed like bandits. They're in dramatically black leather with these... They look like leather belts just kind of wrapped around their face as a mask. And they got a very long knife in each hand. And they kind of just start going to town as soon as you address them.
And as the first one approaches me, I'm going to tell him this is not going to end well for you.
We have a lizard.
The lizard is counting how many times he has to hit you.
And the lizard's already angry, so, you know.
A lizard, you fucking racist.
Take 9 lizard
Of
damage.
course, mind you, we don't even know the lizard's capable of doing anything yet.
Except
All it's done is-
beating the hell
You
out
can
of an
beat
old
the
person.
elderly.
Yes, you
Good
can
job.
slap children into the elderly. That's,
Yes.
you know.
That's what I'm expecting. Favorite enemy. The weak.
Excellent. I love it.
Oh no.
The women and children first. It's a feature.
What's your favorite terrain?
Orphans.
That's canon, actually. Alright, I need people to roll initiatives, please.
Can I have a bonus +1 so that it's 9?
20.
No.
Damn it.
Whose dexterity is higher, Nine's or Goras's?
I have 12.
I also have 12. Roll off.
Roll off.
15.
6.
Alright. Stephanie?
6.
21.
All right, nice.
At least one of us will get a turn before we're all murdered.
I want to lay down, but there's a cat in the way.
Yeah, he's fine with it.
More honestly.
So Lear, it is your turn first.
Oh.
These halflings
So
look
he's fine.
awfully needy. None of them stands out to you as like a leader of any sort. They seem to have taken great lengths to all look as identical to each other as possible. Although, if we wanted to be specific, this one appears to have been roasted. This one is petulant. This one is pervasive. This one is unsettled. This one is generic, and this one is complacent.
We did ask for the words.
I'm not getting that monitor.
It's the best module.
Is the petulant one approaching me? Or is it just standing there?
He's kind of poked his head out from around the corner. Like there's a 5-foot gap right here. Effectively, there's just a doorway. One of them's kind of standing in the doorway. One of them's kind of on the other side.
Well, I'm not going to start the fight, so I'm just going to prepare an attack in case it comes near me and tell it to go the fuck home before it gets itself killed.
Okay.
If you want to see a cool trick, go out the door and come back in.
It is the pervasive guy's turn. And he is going to just try to shank you in the back, Goras. 1 second, I gotta...
He should have turned faster.
Alright.
And the course turns around slowly, and the halfling just rotates to stay behind.
Does a 14 hit?
Shield.
Bonk.
I know where it goes.
Does a 17 hit?
Not after shield.
Alright. He completely misses you. He goes to swing and you throw up your shield and he thinks he's going to be real clever and just hit the same spot 3 times, but that's not how magic works. He looks a little worried after this. The complacent bandit's turn. He's going to scoot out of here and he is going to try to stab you in the back. Shit. Does a nat 20 hit?
No, definitely
Okay.
not.
You can say that if you're a certain kind of cleric.
I use my Halo of Swords to lightly thwack him with a mushroom.
Okay. And that happens first, I believe.
Yes, as soon as he moves into my space.
Yeah, so he makes a con save?
Yes.
Is that an 8?
8, yes.
Okay. 8
6 damage.
plus 6 damage. Your spores settle into his eyes, which are the only thing visible to you.
Nice. I do hate eyes.
That's fair. Okay. So that's 9 slashing damage you take.
Oh no.
The worst thing getting
8,
slapped.
I assume, does not hit. Does a 23 hit?
Slightly.
It's going to be 7 slashing damage.
It's the first time you've gotten hurt for not a divisible of 9.
And now it's the petulant bandit's turn, and he is going to actually just remain where he is at the moment. It's the roasted bandit's turn, and he is going to look nervously at the spot that's being threatened by both 9 and... are you in this square or this square? We'll say you're in that square. He looks nervously at the space that's being threatened by both 9 and Salir, and he is going to attempt to disengage and just run past you guys. So you take a swing at him and he just kind of ducks out of the way. And he runs back here to put himself into a corner. He seems to be maybe rethinking some of his life choices. As
Why
best as
we
you
haven't
can tell.
done anything yet?
Yeah.
They're already
The-
scared.
The unsettled in its turn. I mean, you're a giant, big old lizardy dude with a shield and a big old sword.
I just planted mushrooms in his friend's eyes.
I don't know if either the target or he saw that, due to the mushrooms in the eyes. And now it is Nine's turn.
I run at the closest bandit.
You want to go to that one?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to go through the doorway?
Yeah.
You corner him, looming over him.
Hello.
A single tear drips down the leather belts wrapped around his face.
I'm going to try and non-lethal him.
Alright. This one is the petulant bandit captain.
I rolled a 14 to hit.
That will not hit.
I have another attack.
Oh no.
That's a natural 20.
That will hit. He tries to parry you, and it doesn't work.
Well, that's nice.
Which square is Ashen on?
Ashit, that is a good question. Ashit is on this square.
Okay, thank you.
You're on that square.
Are we rolling
measure
dice
the side.
twice or just doubling them?
You are rolling. I can't remember now. We're just gonna roll double dice.
That's what I asked.
Yeah, and I said I can't remember. We're just gonna roll double dice.
So you're saying roll extra dice? Is that what you mean?
Yes, roll extra the dices.
Okay, well,
Do not
that-
double the dice. Roll the dice to be doubled.
This is using the wrong.
that's 4 slashing plus smite. He's not undead, is he?
He is not undead as far as your magical senses can tell.
I mean, it makes smite hurt more.
Right.
That's another 48.
4T8 or 4D8?
4d8. You know, because it's double.
Yeah.
6. So now we're up to 10, 14, 17, 25, 32.
Alright, does that take into account your aura?
No, I haven't added the non-dice yet, which is
Okay.
8. So that's 50 damage in one swing.
Alright.
It's a shame I missed the first one.
Did you say 32 or 42?
I don't know, which one did I say?
I thought you said 32.
Maybe?
So
That sounds
Said
more right.
32 as well.
So it'd be 40.
40.
40.
Where did I get 50?
I don't know.
Either way, that's a terrifying amount
That's a lot of damage.
I probably read a number on here,
Gotcha.
and
So you just kind of look down at him. Your sword glows bright white, then black smoke starts to rise from it. And then you just kind of
Hi,
carefully
kitty.
put it right through the halfling's torso and then pull it back out.
it's okay, it's non-lethal. I said it before I swung.
He begins losing tremendous quantities of blood.
He's
Non
alive.
Yeah, he's alive at the moment.
That's fine.
Hi, kitty.
Do you do anything else?
I tell him, surrender.
It is Goras' turn.
Okay. Goras
You gonna go up?
is going to. Well, first I have a question.
Yes.
Did you mention that in this campaign we're allowed to cast a bonus action spell and an action spell? at the
Yes.
same turn? Okay. Goras is going to Misty Step right next to Ashit.
Like right there.
There should be 30 feet.
Alright.
Roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Which does leave me still in melee with one of them. But
Yes.
as far as I could go. And then I am going to cast Haste.
Alright.
I'm going to twin it onto Salir and 9.
Alright. You are hastified.
Yeah, you definitely cast the buff on the 2 fighters and not the frail old woman.
And that works on me.
It's an offensive buff.
Oh, that's a
using
very good.
weapons.
Did you use your psionic feature to cast it without using actually, I guess you would have. If you're using sorcery points, it would be psionic regardless. Your haste fizzles when it hits 9,
What?
I had all the
Oh,
class
okay.
that would use my
Interesting.
charisma, right?
Yeah,
unless you
Why
cast it
does
with a
it
slot
plus
from
two?
another
My
class
charisma
or
minus
another
1.
feature.
because
No, it's all
probably
just
adding
sorcery.
your
Okay,
proficiency
interesting.
bonus, which is 3.
So I just Haste Salir then. I assume I spend the points as normal.
Yes.
3 minus 1 is
Thank
2.
you for reminding me.
Is it?
So,
That's to hit.
and I
'Cause
will
it's your
deal
spell
with
attack.
my points and stuff, but otherwise that's my turn.
Spell
Okay.
attack is basically a melee attack using spell crap.
Okay.
Asha, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and Eldritch Blast that guy. Is that the one I mushroomed?
This is the one that you mushroomized. So if you're Eldritch Blasting him, it's going to be a disadvantage because you are in melee with him and it's a ranged spell attack.
That's dumb. Back me up.
He will have an attack of opportunity against you.
He's blind. Mushrooms
just-
in his eyes.
He apparently can see through the mushrooms. You can ask him later how it works. I don't know. Maybe your
I will.
mushrooms are semi-transparent. 17 hit.
Yeah.
All right. That's 6 slashing damage. And now you are not at disadvantage.
Okay. I roll once for each beam, right?
Yes.
The first one fails horribly.
All right.
The second one's a 15.
And that was him. You will hit him.
Yay. 4. 2.
For 2?
2.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, 88 Eldritch Blasts do 30.
Warlocks that build their own
Why would you even bring that up?
To make you feel bad.
And we are going to do one more quick round and then we'll be done for the night. It's the Pervasive's turn. He is very surprised to see you just kind of zoom away through the ether, and he is going to look up ahead and he's going to run after you. And when he sees the melee, he's a little more uncertain about what he's getting himself into, but he's gonna, bravely step up and try to thwack you.
All right.
12 will not hit, I assume.
Nope.
Does an 18 hit?
Shield.
All right. Does a 20 hit?
That will hit.
All right. It's going to be 7 slashing.
Okay. And
I'm sorry, I completely skipped Salir. So your turn actually comes before this happened.
Is this a new round?
This is a new round.
Is he within 10 feet of me?
It's going to have to be his turn. It's when he starts his turn or when he moves.
He moved within.
Oh yeah, within
just
10
moved.
feet, not within 5 feet. Sorry. So yes, this one's got to make a con save. It's 11, I think. No, that's 10.
What? What's 10? His roll is
His
10?
save is a 10.
3.
All right. So what do you do, Salir?
Let's see. Could you move me in between the petulant one and the other one there?
Right here.
Yes.
Okay. There is a wall. Oops.
Yes, I
Step
see the
in.
wall.
Okay. Just letting you know you're not going to get flames there.
Since these little bastards decided to press the issue, I'm just going to start cleaving them.
Understandable. This is the roasted captain.
Yeah.
You are extra
Plus
stabby.
6. Oh, goody. Well, that was a 1, so that doesn't help.
That will
much.
fail.
Now, I'm hasted. What does that do as far as attacks?
You can do an extra attack each turn.
Oh, goody.
And you have better AC. And can move more.
Okay, so it'd be a 17.
That will, he will parry that out of the way.
Okay.
Desperately. Almost by accident, because he can hardly keep up with your motions.
And an 18.
That will hit.
Grab this one. And that's 6.
Alright.
I assume I get sneak attack on him since the other guy's behind the wall.
Yes.
You know what? How many dice is that? This thing just rolling. 46. And that's another 16 points.
Alright.
I'm going to repeat to him that he should go home.
This halfling has just found out that wrapping a bunch of belts around yourself doesn't necessarily protect you against stabbing all that much. Right. Now is the complacent dude's turn. And that would be you right there. That's one that is, he's clawing mushrooms out of his eyes, and then is going to just take the opportunity to hit Gorath since he is right there.
Alright, shield still up.
Yep. That's a nat 20.
Oof,
Unfortunately, that will go through shield.
that will.
And not a very powerful hit. That is going to be 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
That is a 20.
Ooh, that is a natural 1 on the concentration check.
Ooh.
So haste phase. Unfortunately for Slayer.
Yes. That is going to be an issue very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
A 20 goes through your shield.
Yes, 19.
Okay. That's going to be 9 slashing.
Alright.
And 15 will not go through. Petulant is crying and slashing desperately at 9. Not hit. Does an 18 hit?
Nope.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
That's 7 slashing. The roasted guy's turn. He's staring at you intently, and he thinks that he knows just where to stab to get through your hastiness. Does a 23 hit?
Just slightly.
Alright, and it's not going to be until the beginning of his turn that the haste breaks down, is that correct?
So when he's the after effect of haste isn't actually the stunned condition. It's just that creature can't take an action, bonus action,
Yeah,
or any reaction or movement on that turn.
Gotcha.
Specifically, just eliminates your actions.
Alright. That's going to be 6 slashing.
So he just loses a turn, not like a condition.
Yep. Will a 17 hit?
Yes.
That is an 8 slashing damage,
Okay.
and 10 will not hit. The unsettled is down here, and he is going to run just to back his boys up right here. He is going to offer some. Can he see him? No, he can. He'll be able to see him around the corner. He's going to help him on his next attack. He's gonna be like, "There's just the old lady here. You cut her up real good."
I'll do it.
And now it is Nine's turn.
How dead does he look?
Blood is pouring out of the wound that you just created in
You
his
not
body.
lethally stabbed him through the heart.
Yeah, that's why he's still standing.
You have his heart on the end of your
Would you like
sword.
to continue try to non-lethally stab him?
At the last second, you curved away from
Yeah.
the heart. It's directly by the side of it.
The blade wrapped around the heart a couple times. Just gave it a gentle squeeze.
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
14 damage. Non-lethal.
You kind of slap him across the face with your sword, and a tooth goes flying from underneath the belts.
Where are
Still
the
up.
casters?
The muffled sound of blood dribbling comes from underneath
I
his
hit him
belts.
again. 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
That was
He tries to parry you. He falls to one knee.
13 non-lethal.
Goodness, no, not 11, 124.
Why not?
He falls down to both knees, but he's still waving his knives in front of him.
Where are the casters? I will destroy you.
He passes out.
Nice.
Good job. Professional level interrogation.
It is Goras's turn.
All right. I would like to Misty Step up against that wall behind. As far as that's like a counter or something.
This is a room.
Okay, so
this is
on
just
the
a wall
wall,
there.
like the corner that room makes with the far wall,
Okay, right there.
like
By the
next
door.
to the main door of the house.
Like right there.
Yes.
Sorry.
Misty Step there. I'll spend the points to that in a second. But then I'm going to shout to Oshit, get back, and then I will hold the spell Confusion for
Yep.
when Oshit moves a little bit farther away.
Okay. It is Oshit's turn.
Okay, well then I'll back up against the same wall.
Should be the first time Oshit's listened.
Oshit is out of the way.
And which one is the one I tried Eldritch Blasting before? I
That
don't
one.
want to do that again.
Okay. Gores is going to trigger first.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a 10-foot radius.
All right.
I'd like to place it. Yeah, it's anywhere within range, not a point I can see within range. So I'd just
Okay.
like to place it so that it doesn't affect Salir, but affects as many of them as possible.
All right. You can do it.
So I can get those 4 then?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So they each need to make a Wisdom save.
All right.
DC 16.
Come on. Yeah. All right. So they've got to get 14 or better. Nope. Nope. Yes. Nope. This one succeeds. These 3 fail.
Okay. So, Confusion, at the start of each of their turns, they gotta roll a d10 to determine their behavior for that turn.
All right.
And then they can save again to see if they resist it at the end of their turn.
They're confuzzled.
They're very compulsive. Goris just projects the music out from his mind in their general
lovely.
direction, and it's like brain static.
They were not used to that.
Okay. And I'll handle my points, but that's
Okay.
that.
And the last one is going to, bravely inspired, run out of here.
She still has the Eldritch Blast out of them.
Right.
Yes, that's going to happen before anything else.
Alright. The first one was a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Do I roll the second one to hit or the damage for that one?
Roll the ones to hit, please.
Second is a 5.
That will not hit.
That's 3 damage.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You are a powerhouse.
Where are you going?
What?
Your Eldritch Blast skims him on the top of the head,
He's escaping.
and he's going to just be fixing completely his eyes on you, Asha, and he's going to yeet a dagger at you. Will a 20 hit?
Yes.
All right.
Stop hitting me.
That's okay. He can stop.
That's 6 slashing damage. And he doesn't come within 10 feet of you, unfortunately.
My party keeps saying the N word.
Oh, that's not okay. Is that yeah?
It's 9.
This is close. We're gonna end there for tonight, and we'll pick this up next
Somebody
time.
concerned.
All right. Do you already have it noted that the conditions and stuff?
I've got the conditions noted on here.
Excellent.
Do you have their positions? Because the cat will eat everything.
I do have the positions, and I'm taking a picture.
Excellent. Thank you for running, Taylor.
You're welcome. I hope it was a little smoother this week than last week.
Remember to use your temporary points.
My what?
The temporary hit points you had from eating and drinking.
Nope.
Okay.